Happy 2026, beloveds, and we're already feeling the astrological shifts, new cycles, and seasons. In fact, today's energy of the Venus Cazimi is a beautiful, beautiful energy for us to not only think about love, but also our money. Let's get into it. Welcome, beloveds. I am Tanya Melendez, creator of Chart and Soul Astrology, founder of Cosmic Nautics, and there is some amazing energy here for us to not only learn about, but how to harness for ourselves. So let's dive in. What is the Venus Cazimi? Everybody's talking about it. And especially now that I'm not on socials, I feel like I've taken a lot of time. In fact, over the weekend, I was meant to be in a class about the Venus star point, but I'll share more about that at another time. But this energy of the Venus in Capricorn, as well as Mars in Capricorn, and those two planets, the planet of soft feminine power and energy and strength, again, I would say this is the Empress card in Tarot, and then with the Magician card of the one of, of the tarot of the super masculine energy. So maybe it's the High Priestess and now I'm going to say that the Empress, yes, the Empress and the Magician here. And so that energy of the feminine and the masculine really is, again, about us balancing ourselves. And so for you, Taurus, as well as Libra, with Venus being your planet, you're feeling like this need to really get in alignment. And we now recognize that alignment isn't about, oh, I'm so zen. No, in fact, alignment really is about being cosmically aligned. More than that, being aligned in your mind, your body, and spirit. And that is how you then transform your frequency, because things then attract to you because you're in alignment. Otherwise, what are you aligning with? An idea, a philosophy, a person? I want to align with myself, and that's how I love using astrology as a tool of embodiment. So let's talk about this Venus Cazimi and what this means for you. First of all, what it means is, as I described, that masculine feminine energy, that Mars action, fire, that's for you, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. That's what the energy just moved out of Leo, the moon, and is now in Virgo. But this go energy, because it's so connected to the sun, and we can talk about the aspects of that later, but that connection to the sun is really amplifying our need to get out, to speak, to connect heart to heart. And so when you think about that heart to heart connection, this is not the ego mind. In fact, this is, again, why I'm even wearing my ma'at, which is why I'm showing it and sharing it with you, as ma'at also is the energy that we're experiencing here. This sense of it needs to be balanced, and we're seeing that outside as well as inside. So how we can take this in cosmically. So with your Venus, depending on where your Venus is, pay attention to what your body is saying. Venus is love, beauty, but it's also our inner self, that voice, the small one that wants you to take care of yourself. And it's also connected to our prosperity. This is why it's important that we pay attention to what our body is telling us, because now we have to prepare for the next 6 weeks, and I'm going to be sharing more about this in my upcoming workshop, so stay tuned for that, about what we have to do in the next 6 weeks and why. And so stay tuned for that by following me on Cosmic Mirror over on Substack. And so why we really want to get prepared, because these powerful energetic shifts that we're having, these Cazimis, we're going to have another one tomorrow with Mars energy, and so that fire action energy. And so the reason we're needing to get ready for this is because we are ready to evolve. We cannot take forward anymore. So even though it might feel the dead of winter, there is a fire, there is a cosmic spark, as I like to say. And this cosmic spark is asking us to be better, to really know thyself. What do you think that means? When I ask my clients that, and they're like, oh, what I like, what I don't like, what, this and what is that? And it's not having to do anything really with anything on the outside. You know, it really is knowing yourself on the inside, and that really does come with, first of all, knowing your astrology, because then you'll know how and why you're feeling that, and what is occurring that is making that you feel that way. And it's important because then we know, I'm not just thinking this. This is truly my cosmic blueprint. Not everybody's going to see the way I do, but I recognize I'm having a cycle and a season. And I can talk about this forever because I'm about to have my nodal return, but also Mars is shifting into Aquarius, another big thing for me. And so when you know your birth chart like this is how you can embody it. This is how you can work with that energy. And this is how I'll be sharing in the upcoming workshop, and really learning to work with your moon to call things in. And it's about vibrating at a frequency. So I want to share with you my technique and how I have been able to, last year I went to Italy, a round trip from Mexico, round trip to Italy for $0. And people were like, wait, what? Also, so many different things that I've been able to do throughout the years, including this is what always shocks people. I do not have any credit cards. In fact, I haven't had a credit card since I've lived outside of the United States. And it's because I use Cosmic Nautics and what I'm going to share with you in the upcoming workshop. So make sure you comment below. I want to know, and I will be sharing that sign up very soon, because once you learn this, things change. And as I said, I can tell you, and even my daughter, whose birthday is this week, shout out to my beloved Miana Melendez, and I'm going to get into the color astrology. She's never had a credit card either. And you want to know why? Then you're going to want to come to the workshop. And so just to get into the color astrology for this week, for this month actually. So January is the beautiful color of caramel. If you follow me on Substack, you'll get better colors. And then we go through a beautiful shift from a caramel and now up to apple butter. And so, and then her, Rowan Rouge, and my daughter's favorite is Canyon Rose. And so I'll dive deeper into this, as I said, over on my Substack on the Cosmic Mirror. But today's is apple butter, and it's hardworking, theorist and philosopher. So this is also why us having heart-to-heart connections feels so natural, feels so real and authentic, because working with this color. And as you can see, I always try to get it in there. So if you use this color, it encourages you to enjoy life's pleasures without going overboard. And as I said, I'll be talking more color astrology over there on Substack, as well as I'll have some videos. So stay tuned right here on YouTube for some more amazing downloads that I've got coming up. I'm going to do individual readings for everyone. So you're going to want to make sure you subscribe, like, and of course share. So can't wait to connect with you again soon, beloveds. Sending you so much love and light from my heart to yours. And remember, follow me on Substack. I'm talking about the moon. I'm talking about Lilith. I'm talking about the brain, the nervous system, the cosmic mirror. Can't wait to see you there. Ashe.